True.
That's right.
Yeah.
And welcome to the Groundwork Podcast, a platform not only focused on the creative, but also the processes that make them them. My name is Jorin.
I'm Cheat Code.
And I am Connor Helm.
Wow, the first time the guests introduced themselves. I like that shit, you know what I mean? Hey,
My name
shout
is
out
Connor
to
Helm.
T, man. You know what I'm saying? We are here at the Lost 916. Shout out, We Are Sacramento. I'm actually getting ready to crack this We Are Sacramento beer, which is now available at OPB. You know what I'm saying? So,
Shout out.
yeah, go fuck with the team, man.
You gonna have another event? You gonna have an OPB beer event?
They just did the canning, right?
Yeah, May 6th.
May
Okay.
6th.
This could be another label, different people, and then
New label on May 6th, man. You know what I'm saying? That'll be at OPB. Yes, sir. Shout out, We Are Sacramento, man.
That's fire.
You know what I'm
Watch
saying?
out for the spring. It's coming.
Hella motion.
it'll be bigger than the last one you guys went to.
That's
Fire.
right. But check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the home team that makes this possible. Shout out CitySound, Soundbyte, the movement CSSB right down the block. You know what I'm saying? Any multimedia needs, whether it's video, audio, merchandising. We just now are doing podcasting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out our dogs again over at We Are Sacramento and the Lost 916. But there's a whole lot of team motion, man. Shout out Freestyle Friday Sacramento. Shout out Groundwork. You know what I'm saying?
Groundwork.
Yeah, we here, man. Connor Helm.
Yeah.
We're excited to have you here, brother. Hey man, me and Connor Helm met at Freestyle Fridays number like 1 or 2.
Yeah, it was
The one, I think it was number 1, but
Probably
I'm almost
yeah.
positive you were the first spotlighted. Well, I know you for a fact you were the first spotlighted DJ, even though we only had 13
Producer.
people in the room.
I think it
we didn't know the
was-
difference between names, so we were calling them DJs.
gotcha.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know. Let me just say I didn't know. I was ignorant.
I think it might have.
So
It was
okay.
probably the second one because I remember the first one. I was like, "Oh, this is dope," and then you and I think Casey
Yep.
talked to me outside in the parking lot. And
Yeah,
then-
because the first couple we didn't have like a spotlighted
Yeah.
person, you know what I'm saying? Then we started doing that. But yeah, bro. So me and Connor Helm go back for a while. I know Chico Connor Helm actually.
Yeah, we can get into that
Yeah,
after.
we'll get into that
Yeah.
in a little bit, man. But all to say, this is family. We appreciate you for coming out. You know, what I mean, it's good to have you here. This is episode number 16.
Yeah.
Is that what you just told me, Chief? Off camera when I asked, because I never know. You know what I'm saying? Episode number 16.
16.
Yeah,
So
this
Connor
is-
Helm, we love your life, bro. We appreciate you being here.
You're-
Real quick for the viewers, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting tired of saying this, but I think I just have to keep saying it because that's just how the movement goes. You know what I mean? But if you haven't tuned in, I mean, we got 3 segments. The first one we're gonna start off talking about some local events. We're gonna go over some local shit. So if you have some local events going on, please shoot them up to our DM, and we'd love to talk about it, shed some light on this. What the whole platform's for. After that, second segment, we'll talk to Connor Helm, talk to him about the processes that make him, and kind of how he got to where he's at today. And then after that, we will wrap up with Wrk Radio, which is a real dope segment where we'll shed some light on some local artists, and we'll slap some music out like it's a motherfucking 1994 and we had a radio station. So yeah, man, I'm excited for it. You know what I'm saying? As always, bro, this is one of my favorite things to do. I look forward to this shit every time we're coming to it. We're shooting on a Friday today instead of a Thursday. So it feels a little bit funny. The sun's up still. I told Vault Rob to make sure he keeps his eyes on the ISOs. He left to go get food. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my dog.
Yeah, one job.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you, Rob, bro. I love you, brother. Thank you for pulling up. And thank you for the pizza that you sliding up with. Hello.
Ha ha ha.
You want to get into it?
Yeah. I got the event today, man. This is gonna be the events after March 14th. So the events after March 14th, I got, basically kind of the 2 weeks after that. First we gonna start with, just because it's at the top, Vibe with Sac is March 26th. They do that monthly. It's a cool little open mic / jam session thing. They do that at Tiger. They start at 7, March 26th. That's the next one.
They've been going crazy. Footage been looking dope.
Yeah, super dope. Another one on my list is Flip a Beat Club. That's for the
I
producers.
still need to go to one of those.
Yeah, they're super fire. A lot of times they end up landing on Freestyle Fridays, but this one lands on the 17th. So that's a Friday. I don't know what time they start, but they do that monthly. So March 17th, Flip a Beat Club. Came across something called World's Worst Expo while I was looking for like things to vend and stuff like that. That's like a big market type thing. March 19th.
Ray Knox from a few episodes ago was actually telling me about that market as well.
Yeah,
said it's really
it's
dope,
fire.
something to be part of. You already know if you have a business, apply to vend. If you can't get in as vendor, just go show up as a consumer and go fuck with the movement and go check it out, check the vibes out, and I promise that'll help open up those conversations to get there. You know.
Probably gonna run into some friends there. I run into hella people there. Just like,
Oh, you've been pulled up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah, they do that, I guess, every month too. They actually do it twice. One of them is always in San Jose. But yeah, I have seen a bunch of people on the pictures.
Very cool.
So
I love it.
yeah. Obviously, St. Patrick's Day is the 17th, so y'all gonna have a lot to do bar wise anyway. So that's another thing I just throw out there. Be safe and all that other
Please be safe.
extra stuff, just like we were talking about Halloween and New Year's and stuff like that. There's a lot of, regular bar events and stuff like that. And then I'll give one more quick shout out because they just did this and they're going to continue to do it monthly, but XL/Main Stage has a stoner movie night every third Thursday or last Thursday?
Yeah,
Last Thursday of the month.
yeah.
That's what okay.
yeah.
So the last Thursday of every month,
The dope show.
the Dope Show. Exactly what it sounds like, right, Josh? You covered it this last time?
Yeah, man, I covered the event, did some media coverage for it. It's a really dope experience. I don't know how much can really like openly talk on it, but
Right.
I mean, you guys could kind of get the idea of what's going on. I mean, pull up to the event. Please don't smoke in line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, because you can't smoke in line, but you can. You know what I mean? So, show up to the Dope Show, man. Main Stage.
It's
XL
called the
Smoke
Dope Show.
Yeah, bro.
It's a stoner movie night.
We watched Pineapple Express, bro, at the Crest Theater. We were kicking it, bro. We had some popcorn. We drank some soda. I had water, but they sell soda. Yeah. Team shit, man. I'm trying to get better at the water, bro. We talked about this.
Yeah,
I'm
and
trying
then
to
you
get with this.
got me a damn soda. Anyway.
Well, because when you see them, they know what they're doing with the marketing, bro. We supposed to be off the soda, Mario. We walk in, that motherfucker cold as hell, right in the fridge, staring at you. Coca-Cola look frosty. You see the bottle cold as hell. My inner Mexican, he's like, Coca.
Wow.
Yeah, need him.
Can you say
Yeah.
that? Can you say that?
I can say that shit. What the fuck is you talking about? No, I'm gonna say.
But yeah, that apparently last Thursday would put that at like the 30th. So that's kind of everything that I got. Yeah, that's for sure what I found, and there's probably tons more.
Yeah, bro. As always, shout out the home team. Freestyle Fridays every 3 weeks. Free Slice Friday every other week.
Yeah.
Tune in with the movement, man. You know what I'm saying? Free Slice Friday. We're going out there. We're feeding the community. We're trying to give back. You know what I'm saying? Serve the underserved, and that's what we're on. So we've been at the X Street Navigation Center, doing give back over there. So just tune in with the page. It's us.for-the-people. Freestyle Fridays every 3 weeks. Freestylefridays.sac.
Yep. And as of this episode, I think the next one would be like April something. So.
Hell yeah.
Or it would be, it should be like that first week of April.
Oh, God.
So
Crazy.
that was events.
Events with cheat code, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate your life, brother. Let's go ahead and get into it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Our dog, Connor Helm, is here. Oh, Jesus, I see you groundworked up. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate your life. You know what I mean?
What you know about the ground?
It'd be really easy for me to start this conversation just in the middle of anywhere, but, we really got to take into account that, this is here to kind of shed light on your whole process. So we're going to start a little bit earlier. I might ask some questions that, I might feel like I know the answer to, but as it's been in the past, I still learn things about individuals that I feel like, we spent a lot of time around each other just because, this is a long form conversation. So let's get into it, bro. Who are you? What do you do? How long you been doing it? You know what I mean? Give us a little soft intro.
It's funny. I'll be thinking about that every day. I started in 2015 and then shit like that. Which I was like, so I really don't know. But yeah, I'm Connor Helm. I'm producer, engineer. I guess those are the two easiest titles. But yeah, I started making beats like sophomore year of high school, like on a GarageBand on my iPhone. And I was like, yeah, I need to upgrade. And then I got this free fucking sequencer thing on my laptop. And then I did that like that summer. And then junior year, I downloaded FL. So that's been like 7 years probably.
You ain't looked back ever since.
Repping FL gang for life.
Good.
Come on now.
You got the chain and everything.
Come on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
I was
man.
like, what are you pointing at?
The fruity
the Fruity
fucking-
Loops chain, brother. You talking about Fruity Loops? Some of it on there.
Yeah. It's what is it? A pepper? It's a pepper.
I just had this
a
conversation with somebody. Technically, it is an unidentified.
Carrot.
Oh, because they're going to get sued if it's identified? Or-
I don't know,
No, that's a carrot.
but
My bad.
all I
It's
can
a
say
pepper. My
is
bad.
that it's something. Some
Hey,
type
man.
of fruit.
So Connor Helm, the producer, the engineer, you know what I'm saying? It's so funny, bro, because just off rip, I know that, we it's a loaded question because we ask you to put yourself in a box by saying, who are you? What do you do? But you do a lot, bro. And, the producer engineer shit is definitely dope and definitely excited to kind of hear about the other stuff that you do because I think you definitely got some dope shit going on. So, how'd your journey get started, bro? How do you get into making beats? How does all that go down?
How do you get into hip hop too?
Good questions. I guess musically, like my dad was always hella into music, so he'd always be playing music like in the car or some shit, or like you're at home and you just hear some shit and you're like, oh, what is that? So always just had that, in my head, and then just family-wise, everybody like plays an instrument. So my dad played the guitar. He was in a band for a little bit. My great-grandfather, he played a saxophone, was in like this big group for a little bit. And like extended family, they all like, are musically inclined a little bit. So I think it's just low-key runs in the family.
That's right.
But like what made me, he said like, yeah.
Who put this pop filter here?
Why is this mic in my way?
But what made me start, I feel like I was always I was just in the house bored and be like, bro, I want to make music. Yeah. But I was like, how the fuck do you make music? Like, it says, like, looking back, it's obvious, but, like, at the time, you're like, the fuck, Yeah. So, yeah, then one point in time, I remember at first, I downloaded Ableton, and I was like, what the fuck?
What is going on here?
Yeah, like, it looks like a spaceship. I can't do this shit.
Yeah. And
then I got GarageBand on my iPhone, and then that's just when it started.
Facts, bro.
Yeah.
So was there like hip hop and rap and shit going on around your family, or is there fucking what were you hearing? What was going on when you were growing up?
Growing up, it was a lot of different stuff. Like more so older like 60s to 80s type of rock. So like Beatles, Led Zeppelin, shit like that. Some old like soul here and there. Also just like weirder stuff. But when I got into like definitely middle school is when hip hop became more like present in everyday life. Like, your friends would show you shit, and then also just like, certain songs were like inescapable. Like, I remember like one of the first big like hip hop songs I remember was Mercy, and that came out and I was in middle
Lamborghini
school.
Mercy.
Yeah, and like you couldn't escape that everywhere you go, and like fucking.
Yo, bitch, she wanna jerk me.
Yeah,
You were in middle school when that came out?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
See, what is it? Yeah, because
you would have been almost done with
high school. Yeah.
Because I was back
Damn,
like
I'm
in the
old.
tail end of it.
But yeah, man.
I'm getting there too. Don't worry, I'm getting there.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, though, brother. So there's obviously, and this is funny because this is fuck. I'm gonna just stop pretensing questions or whatever. I mean, let's just ask them, bro. Fucking, how does the bridge from producing to engineering take place? How does that go about? How does that kind of transpire?
From a general point, I feel like it's just like musical sense. So you kind of have to understand how a song is laid out. So it's kind of easier as a producer because you're like, oh, I make the beat 16-bar verse, 8-bar hook. You kind of know generally how things are laid out. So by the time you become an engineer or, you start doing this, like it makes, it's kind of intuitive.
Yeah.
But it's still definitely like a big jump, especially at first. I think you asked me to do it, and I was like, I don't want to do this shit. I don't know how to be a fucking engineer.
Yeah.
And I really took it like about 6 months, and then definitely a year to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I think my question even more so, because as an artist, it's easier now. Obviously, it wasn't easier before, but as an artist, an easy way to transition is to pay for studio time, right? Mm-hmm. And you're technically now in a building. Mm-hmm. How do you, as a producer, kind of simulate that? What is it that got your first like real foot and experience in the door of maybe not even an industry experience, but at least like a professional or just something that wasn't your bedroom?
That's a good question. You know what's hella funny? Is probably Soundbyte. I don't know if you did that on purpose. But,
no, I wasn't sure if that was the first one or if you had already kind of...
Because I'm trying to think, like my homie Vontae, Shout out to Vontae. Shout out to Sackbase. I remember, I think he was fucking with y'all around that time. And I don't know if I was at one of the sessions or he just was like, hey, I'm going to this place. So that was really like the first like studio. I was like, oh, okay, this is dope. You know?
Gotcha. That was your first experience getting into somewhere like that?
For sure.
Okay. I do remember that actually now that I think about it. Yeah.
That's like a movie, and then now you're engineering across the hallway from him.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Well, because that was you sitting in on the session, right? Because Joaby and Vontae came through with you. Yeah. And then at some point you transitioned because you were coming in and bringing artists. Mm-hmm. So you were paying for studio time.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
How does it go from that to that, I guess, even?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I just wanted to put music out. So it's just like, that's really all it was. So I was like, oh, I see you at an event, like, you're fired, like, let's try to work. And it wasn't deeper than that. So I was like, all right, let's get in the studio. Like, when do you want to get in? Blah, blah, blah. And then, hit up cheat code, and then we in there. So that's really all it was.
Go straight to it. Real perpetuator of the culture.
Yeah, he saw Soundbyte numero uno.
Yeah.
Yep. Before the rink?
Talk about
No,
groundwork.
that was the rink.
The rink
That
was number one.
rink. Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, damn, and now it's number brother.
You're 3 now.
3.
Team shit. Ain't that dope?
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy
It's
shit.
wild.
Yeah, man.
And then you became an engineer, which was also wild.
Yeah.
From that
Facts.
part of it and shit like that. That's an interesting point that you brought up, even too, because I want to hear producer shit, because you know how I am. But so you wanted to release music, and you decided to take it upon yourself that the best way to do that would be for you to pay for the studio time and get people on your beats. How is that correct? And how'd you get to that? Because there's a lot of different ways as a producer that you could really like pursue it at first.
I think part of it just because that was like new on the scene, so I didn't know the correct way or anything like that.
Right.
But I wasn't thinking like, oh, this needs to drop. It's more so let's just make music.
Right.
And then whatever comes out of it comes out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So what in your mind, right? Because I don't want to say like most producers, but I feel like a lot of times you see like beat packs getting sent out or like beat stars links, and it seemed like your first thing that you were drawn to was collaboration, like in the real physical form. You know what I'm saying? Of like, hey, let's get to the studio together, kind of like what you're talking about, as opposed to like, hey, I just sent you a beat pack, like rip the beat, and then you know what I mean, let me know something, send it back to me, or give me my credits or whatever it was. You were like, hey, like you said, take it upon yourself. You know what I mean? Purchase studio time. You know what I mean? Take the artist there, be there, creating with the artist. I mean, what was it that if there is something in your head that you could look back and because obviously we know that sending beats out and having a beat stars is important, but right, something about that real physical, true collaboration. Did that come from somewhere, or is that just like, again, just something that was just naturally intuitive to you, or what?
I don't know. I think it might have been just going the first times and just like experiencing the energy and being like, okay, like this is kind of what I have to do. But more so, just knowing that like collaborating with people online is very, it's a lot different than when you know them in person and you can really understand them. I feel like the art's better. And I feel like a lot of records are made when there's like, the in-person connection. I mean, you still have, examples of people sending beats, but for the most part, it's like people, they meet together and then they make, something. So, yeah, it's kind of.
It's just been that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been like that.
Yeah.
That was just your first experience, basically. Like,
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
went there and you was like, oh yeah, this
This how I'm coming.
This
Yeah.
gotta be it. Because in contrast, like we've made beats, it then had people spit on, but you were already bringing beats, and you were just like making sure that the facilitation of everything was good.
Yeah.
So
Nuts.
yeah, that's dope.
Then you just cut out the middle, man. He said, "Fuck Soundbyte.
Soundbite.
I'm recording them."
But no.
That sounds crazy if you guys don't know us. It's all team shit, man.
Yeah.
CitySound and Soundbyte were different entities. Now we're one entity. It's what it is.
So, but it's funny how it goes into each other though, because that timeline works out. So, you were coming through to the studio. How much longer did it take you to start engineering?
That's a good question. I want to say like 6 or 7 months.
That's
so
when
like it wasn't necessarily like a long time, but it was just a lot of like shit that was going on in between. But even at that time, I was like, against it, because I was like, I can't be an engineer. Like, I have some knowledge, but like how the fuck am I gonna, do that? So it's just a big jump.
Okay. Were you was engineering at CitySound your first experience engineering?
So I went to ARC for like a year, maybe a little less. I took probably a year. I took a class there, and that definitely gave me most of that I already knew, but I did learn some new stuff. But I feel like you can't learn like getting clients and then that one-on-one experience of like oh shit, it's real.
Yeah, they can only give you a base knowledge.
Yeah.
Plus, you have to ask them. You know what I'm saying? If you have like a good teacher who like was experienced, then you'd really have to like.
She could like, I want some of that pizza.
Yeah, get some of that pizza, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, bro. I mean, something that we talked about a lot. I know at the beginning of your journey. It's funny because you said that I asked you, and I sound like a dickhead, but I really don't remember.
It's all right, brother.
But I think definitely. Seeing your hunger and just your want to perpetuate and do your thing, but do you feel like engineering is something that takes value away from being a producer?
No, I think it's at least for me it's natural, because I feel like as a producer, if you're just a beat maker, then you're selling yourself short. Like if I'm just like, hey bro, I got this beat, and it's like, you know how many people make better beats than you? Like you have to, you have to understand the process and what it takes to, build something. As far as the song goes, so, like being an engineer, it just blends together, and I feel like it just elevates it and it just makes it a lot easier, because it's like if I, let's say I got this beat, I hear somebody on, I can just hit them up and tonight I can get them and record on it. Like that's just so powerful, so it just makes it way quicker.
For sure. Hell yeah, that's really dope.
What do you feel like the differences are? Because you've said that there's a lot of similarities, which there is a lot of overlap for sure. Mm-hmm. But what do you feel like some of the biggest differences in the two are?
I guess there's just the obvious like customer service kind of like one-on-one side of it, where it's like doesn't matter how good your service is, it's like if you're a weirdo, like you're not coming back,
Yeah.
So there's that, and I guess more so the business side, because that was probably one of the biggest things when I first started. It was like I don't know anything about operating as a business or how to have a business mindset. So it was important just to learn that, because that reinforces your music too, which a lot of people like have it in the background, like, oh, I need to focus on the business side, but it's never like you're never really in that position, where like, oh, I have to actually do that.
Right. Hey, Chico got me weak. He said,
Hey.
No,
that
but
was brought to you by Slim and Huskies.
That's really dope, Connor. I mean, could you don't got to get into too much detail, but could you speak a little bit on those processes that you feel like maybe you struggled with at the beginning, and whether you got a grasp on them now or if you're just still getting a grasp on them, either way, but just anything that that you specifically could pinpoint business-wise, business mindset, that when you got started was just something new or uncomfortable for you?
I feel like definitely one of the biggest things is just standing on your value. So if you say, oh, my prices are $50 an hour, and somebody's like, yeah, fuck you, I can only do 20. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Not back then I would have been like, oh, well, we can do 20. It's all right.
Why you gotta do yourself in that voice, Connor?
Yeah, for
this is an example.
oh shit.
But it's like you would put yourselves in situations to devalue yourself instead of setting that value and kind of like keep not leveling up, but just keep that, what's the word I'm looking for?
Motion.
Keeping the motion,
Yeah, man. No, I hear you though. I understand what you're saying, bro.
elevating,
Yeah. Continue to elevate, continue to value yourself, and making sure that
yeah.
Progress.
And then that just also goes to where it's like, oh, I have to make some money. So it's like if I put too low of a value on myself, now it's like I can't be in this position. So it's like when you think about it like that, it's like, okay, now I gotta like make it make sense.
Yeah. I want to ask something that's a little bit from left field, but I do want to ask. It's a kind of a continuation of what we were asking about being, the producer engineer that's taking the artist to the studios. Where in the fuck did you come up with, I'm gonna get a video director, pay for the video, and take this artist out? You know what I'm saying? And go shoot for him. And it's funny because it sounds like I'm blitzing you, but it's real shit because I see the type of shit that, you've done so many videos of artists that it doesn't even, I couldn't even speak about anybody individually, but, I would imagine that some of these guys, you put them in front of the camera, probably either whether it's the first time they've been in front of the camera in a while, or if it's just fucking, really putting them in a position to continue to grow their brand. I feel like that is, again, another thing where it's like, I don't see many other producer engineers that are going out and grabbing an artist and finding a video director and saying, hey, let's go to fucking Timbuk fucking 2. Yeah, look, vault behind the camera, pointing and fucking, in the middle of fucking nowhere, and go shoot some shit, which is really dope, bro. But I'm just curious where, I know you want to say, hey, that's just what I'm getting down. But if you could just try to think about, where does that even come from? Why does that become a priority?
Why do you think that there's value in contributing to those things that normally an artist would do by himself?
I feel like as a producer, like you have so much power to, because you are the foundation. So it's like you have the ability to make plays like that, and really put things in motion. Damn, I'm having a brain fart. Ask me that question one more time.
So why do you put value on, basically helping out, not just in the beginning process, but in the promotional aspect, the paying for the videos, the studio time? Why do you see value in that where some won't?
I feel like it's just believing in that person, and it's like, all right, so I believe in you, so I'm gonna put money behind it and show you that it's real. We're gonna get like a good, quality, video to stand behind it. And that kind of just goes more so it's just like a believing in the people that you work with.
Gotcha. For you, it's just your belief is so strong that
Yeah.
You're like, let's see the whole thing through.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of like if you don't believe in somebody, you shouldn't work with them, you know?
Right.
Then you're wasting everybody's time. So, yeah.
For sure. How do you juggle that being a, you know, you kind of just expressed it of the part of like, damn, sometimes you feel like you just got to make some money. Mm-hmm. So how do you kind of juggle what you just said with, you know, because there's always opportunity in that sense. How do you go from working with somebody that you truly believe in to maybe working with somebody that not necessarily you don't like or anything, but just maybe like, we don't mesh as well together?
I mean, I think that's just life and part of music. It's like you can't mesh, you know, well with everybody. I mean, and if you do, I mean, I'm sure there's people that are like that, but it's like how genuine are those connections, you know? So it's really just like...
I'm sorry. My bad. Not genuine.
All I just heard you say,
He said,
fucking... So, you know, it's, you know, you just find the people that you, you know, have a connection with and just build with them.
That's pretty cool. Not everybody will do that as well. So, shout out Connor Helm.
The rare sound collector.
Yeah, talk about that. What's that even mean? Without, you know, ratting yourself, because, you know, that's a big producer conversation where people are like, let me just sample snitch real quick.
Really, it was, I had this project, and I was like, what do I want to call it? And I remember Jorin would just call me the rare sound collector. And I was like, all right, let's just run with that.
Got to, bro.
Jorin's your A&R.
I know, he really is.
I walk in the room, motherfucker say shit, and again, not to, what's it called? Sample snitching? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Bro, I walked in the room, and I'm like, brother, what sound is this? And he's like, oh, I fucking reversed and fucking, and it was a slowed down a fucking 1960s fucking K-pop fucking commercial on the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Crazy shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. You over there snarling, I promise you. It was some wild experience, bro. And I'm like, oh yeah, this motherfucker rare sound collector.
Okay. So yeah. That's where it comes from. But it just sticks.
I just said it one day. You ran.
You ran with it.
Yeah.
How would you describe your sound then? Your style?
Damn. I don't know. I guess soulful, but like I guess soulful, but in a modern kind of way. Like you still have a reminiscent of past music styles, but it's not in a way that's like, oh, I've already heard this record.
For sure.
And that's kind of what it is at the core, but it really depends on who I'm working with or what I kind of want to go with.
True. Yeah. How I was gonna say influences. Like, who are some like influences for you?
It's hella wild because when I first started listening to music, like really got into it in high school, bro, I listened to some weird shit. I remember, I don't know if y'all know Death Grips. They're from Sacramento. They're pretty, they're a pretty like influential group, but they're definitely weird as fuck. So I listened to a lot of them. Just weird shit, and just like a lot of weird internet rap. And that was kind of just like what I was listening to. A lot of at that time it was like peak fucking. Don't tell me. I got this. Peak.
It was peak.
What was Kendrick Lamar on? What was that label called?
TDE.
Yeah, so peak TDE, yeah. So like 2013, 2014, so that was my freshman year. So like Schoolboy Q, I was listening to a lot of Kendrick, Big Kid, Mad City, Absol.
That's dope.
A lot of those people that were like kind of like my core grounding of hip hop. And then it kind of just spread and kept going crazy. I listened to a lot of Tribe back then too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Some Tribe.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Hell yeah.
Connor fucking Helm, brother.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the fuck what, bro. You came a long ways, brother. We all have, but you know what I mean? It's been what, 3 years now, I think? 4 years? 2019 to now?
2019, yep.
Yeah, 2019 to now. It's 2023, bro.
Fuck.
You've been doing the Instagram content, the short form content. You've been doing those Keep It Consistent. Definitely been peeping those. You and Wrk Rob going crazy. Where did that start? Where did that come from? And why the fuck do you guys drive so far to the middle of nowhere? Hey, seriously, blitzing being funny, but you know, a lot of people, shit, myself included, bro. A lot of time I just go in the production room, which is convenient and it's right there, and I turn that motherfucking light on. But you obviously, again, I like the way Chico worded before. Where is it that you see the value in, taking those steps? Yeah.
So at first I was like, I need to sell some more beats. So I'm like, I'm gonna do some content, just see how it goes. And then it kind of just stuck. So I was like, all right, I'll just keep doing it. But as far as like the weird ass places, that was really for the Rare Sound Collector project. I wanted kind of like a nature, just like
Natural
wild
vibes.
ass, like places, like nature documentary type shit. So I took Wrk Rap to these crazy places. We got attacked by cows, homeless people, whatever. So yeah, really went through it all.
Cows.
Yeah, no, that's a true story.
That's called cow tipping.
One time we seen cows running in the street.
Damn.
Remember that?
Yeah, that
us,
was
yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Damn.
Drake's
what the fuck?
Beach.
Yeah, Drake's Beach. We went to Mars.
That was wild. And there was dead whale. No, what?
Sea lion.
Sea lion.
Dead sea lion on the beach.
That was wild. We almost stepped on that shit.
Bro, that's when I learned what real shutter speed was. That's when I learned this fucking camera could take a photo in the middle of the goddamn night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You remember that shit?
Yeah, that shit was
Connor
crazy.
Helm done got me in my bag. Wrk Rob 200. Motherfucker really done put us in position. We're perpetuated the culture, bro. I know I say that a lot, but it's real shit, bro. Whether it's the music, the videos, the video men, you know what I mean? The videographers, fucking the photographers, like really putting people in position, bro. We live your life for it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give you your flowers publicly.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
How do you, I guess, as a producer, how do you see the best way for you to like succeed? Like, what are your paths? You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
feel like, not to cut you off.
no, you're good. You
I
already
love
know the
that.
answer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
It's the same kind of question as an engineer. You ask yourself, like, why would a client want to record with me? Like, they need to have some sort of value when they look at you. So they're like, I want to record with you because I like you as your, as a person, or I like the quality, or maybe it's something else. You have a plaque or something. So they're like, they like that. But for the music, it's kind of this, there's the same, like, why do I want to work with this person? So that can either come down to like a unique style, or like, just the conventional way, which is like success. Or
musical fit or something like that.
Or there's that perception of, like, if you work with me, maybe then it might put you in position to, work with somebody else. At least that's kind of the goal with my producer projects, is to one day be like a burner or somebody like that, in regards to, it's like, if I put you on it, then it's like, okay, you might get a record with fucking, we'll just say like Neff or something, next week or something like that. So I feel like that kind of makes, like, because I've had people come to me be like, hey, bro, when can I get on your next producer project? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you listen to that?
Yeah. That's so
real.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's wild.
Did you say wow?
Yeah, I did.
That was crazy.
Bro, I thought it was Vault for a second.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, what? That sounds like Vault. Wow.
So yeah, just finding that, like, what makes somebody want to work with you. And once you really start putting music out and the quality is there, I think that speaks for itself,
True. What I was actually going to ask, that's a good lead in. When you approach these things, these collaborations, do you feel like how much of the artist's current sound do you take into account when you make beats for some people? You have like arguments of like, when you send beats, you hear like stories like of industry people. When you send beats, are you going to send them what they already been on? Or are you going to send them something new because somebody might not want what they've already been on? They're not hitting you up for that.
Yeah, it's a good question. I feel like it depends on your connection. Like for Jorin, I could send him this dumbass, wild-ass beat, and he'd be like, yeah, let's get it. But I'm not going to send that to anybody else. But if it's like
I love you for that.
Like, if it's, let's just say name, like if it's Teo, for example, I'm going to send him something wavy, something like, something he can vibe on. Just because, like, at the end of the day, the producer, like, it's not about you. You're the foundation. So you got to fit the song as best as you can. So it's like, if I have this artist who's hella good at, rapping on a certain type of beats, I'm not going to send him a fucking drumless sample and be like, go crazy on this. They're going to be like, this shit's whack. So it really, just like knowing on the artist too, because it's like, if you don't know the artist or their sound, it's like you shouldn't really work with them. I know I've been guilty of that in the past. And I'm just like, wanted to work with people, and I just like send them random ass shit, and they're like, this is not my vibe.
Yeah.
How do you, I guess, balance that? Do you get your rocks off even when you do that? Like, because there's a certain sense, right? Like,
rocks?
Yeah.
You're creative. You're a creative person. You know what I'm saying? You still want to be creative. That's what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying? So, if made me forget everything. I don't even know.
I'm sorry. Vault over there doing this motion and shit.
I hate you.
Get your rocks off.
Get your rocks off, bro.
No, it's a good question. So say it again.
I know,
Fuck
say
the
you-
haters.
you
Nah, you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
No, say it again.
I can't even. I don't even remember.
Are you still able to put your sauce in it, your flavor? Are you still able to do like what you want to do when you're appealing to somebody else's sound? You know what I'm saying? When you're saying, "Hey, I know that you're good on this," are you still able to get your rocks off when it comes? Don't shake your head. You know I love you, bro.
We're not going to be able to get through the rest of this. Someone's going to say it. We're just going to.
Are you able to do that in a sense of when you're putting your music out? Do you still feel like your input still goes into it heavily? You know what I'm saying? Like you're still creating that. It's still a Connor Helm
production.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I feel like generally, it depends on the artist. Because sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. But maybe just the sound is just so like unique that it's like it's unescapable. Where they know it's like, oh, this is like a different type of sound. Like I've had people be like, oh, like I heard this sample, like oh, this, it sounds like something you make. So it's just like some shit like that.
Like Clutchin on a Rocket or whatever that song is called. That's a way different type of production that I wouldn't think Connor Helm does, but you do. Yeah.
And then just
collaboration though too, right?
Yeah, with Acrea. Shout out Acrea. But then also I just have my own projects. Like my last project was like a jazz project, so it's like I can't expect anybody to rap on that. I mean, you could, but it's like, I didn't do that for anybody. So you gotta
Call them all rappers.
I mean, hey, if you want to, shit. Let me know. But there's definitely a balance, and you can't force anybody to do anything.
Oh yeah.
Or like, no, I know you'd be good on this. Like, no, it's like, okay.
Well, that's a balance too, right? Because there's some people who, whether it's because they see that or don't see that, or they just think that they have it in their head that, oh, producers have to be like this. Mm-hmm. And in a way you have to push people. And so some people will take it all the way and be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, there's no compromise in that, I guess. So I guess in a way that, you're having to, yeah, you're right. Like, you can't make anybody do it. Yeah. But you also have to balance, like, really pushing somebody sometimes. So.
Yeah, I feel like that comes naturally. Like, pushing, like, I remember, to take it back to Soundbyte, when I was with Deuce, I sent him shit he never rapped on before. But, it just, because of the sound, it made him get out of his element, and
it's a give and take.
Yeah, and then me as
he had to be open to
exactly
receiving.
So and then me as the producer overall kind of gave him input where it was needed. But I feel that just goes back to earlier. It's like it happens when it happens,
Yeah.
To give another example, like Teo we made Fantasy. I didn't fucking know he was gonna use that. I made that beat in 2 minutes. So like
that's fire, though.
I just fucking sent it. So it's always like some genuine shit you just don't expect.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Oh God, I walked into Soundbyte today. Acrea was making a beat, and I just like told him it was dope. I was like, bro, this beat is fire. And then I walked out, like we were chopping it up, and then he walks up to me and he's like, hey, bro, I sent you that beat.
That's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to just let things flow.
Yeah.
Like if you're forcing shit, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Facts. I've been. I don't know if I'm the only one that does this. Just like try to think of motivational quotes in their head.
You hear it?
Okay.
You got some?
I'm just looking around for like
you got some?
confirmation. But basically, kind of along those lines, it was like I was thinking like when a tree is falling or a leaf is falling from a tree, it's not like, oh, where am I gonna end up? Where am I gonna land? It's like just lets the wind take it.
A common one is people tell you to move like water, because water forms around rocks and shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't like.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Well, yeah, but it also doesn't try to go through the rocks.
And kill itself trying to get through the rock.
Yeah, it goes with the flow.
Yes.
That's also a fucking
same
enough water. Enough water to go over that motherfucker.
Yeah. But the point is that you're still moving like water. You're not moving in a way that
this spiritual talk.
Let's get to it.
Move like water. Welcome to groundwork. Swish, swish.
Jorin wants you to meditate there.
Mario about to mute me over it.
Jorin wants you to meditate for this segment. This is a brand new groundwork segment. It's called Meditation with Josh Jorin. He's going to make switch sounds. Yeah, see, there you go.
Exhale.
Hey,
Don't breathe in the mic like that.
Oh, my bad. But this is nice. We should do this at the studio. Have a yoga session.
Oh, he wants you to run yoga sessions. I don't know if Josh
We
could
always
run
said
them.
if the studio didn't work out, we'd open a yoga studio.
Hey,
True.
We did. Remember those conversations?
I'll be honest, I do not, but
We said, shit, we got 2,000 square feet. What are we going to do here?
back at CS1.
I promise you, we got this big ass warehouse. Connor Helm, got any ideas? Connor Helm, like, yeah, stripper pole.
Yeah, that was the first thing. They said no.
Bro, it's fucking 22-foot drop ceiling, bro. You know how expensive that stripper pole is?
No.
And then someone said, bro, we'll put the one that has the weight on the bottom. It's like, bro, I'm like, that's like an old school basketball hoop. You know what I mean? You put the cylinder block on top of it so the hoop don't fall
And
over.
nobody can
Come
dunk the
on,
ball
bro.
because if you dunk it, it's coming down.
What's that look like if you fall off that pole? Slam your head
not
on that
good.
motherfucker, whatever. No, brother.
good.
That motherfucker got a mount to the
Yeah.
roof. Anyways, I digress from stripper poles in the warehouse. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
What's happening?
damn. Oh.
Had to take some flicks real quick for the phone.
People don't know, but Jorin actually shoots on that.
I do shoot on that.
Videos.
Yeah,
All those 4K videos you see
are
right there.
on that.
Right there, that
That's
pink.
crazy. That's disrespectful.
That's so disrespectful. Shout out episode 3 with Shooter P.
Team shit.
How do you approach collaboration? Because he mentioned something that I thought was cool, was that there was a Clutchin on the Rocket, which was you and Acrea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
and he said that that's something you thought you would never be on, because I always feel like when you collab with people, it kind of like brings that out of you. Anybody really.
Yeah.
So kind of how do you approach it? Everybody collabs differently. You know what I mean?
It really just depends on like the person and not, forcing anything. So like for that, for example, me and Acrea were just making beats. So we just make like, say 20 beats in like 2 hours. So, we're just going through hella fast, and then
Let's just say we make a beat every 5 minutes.
that's honestly verbatim what we say. So just like different shit. So whatever what the vibe is, we just keep going off of that.
Dong, dong. That beat slap fucking crazy.
And then it's just like, and then that's on Acrea for just being like, just showing Myles, and he's been like, yeah, and like he probably had the same, reaction where he's like not hella thinking about like, blah 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 blah. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get on it, and then that's
Yeah, there's an essence of that when you're physical, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to. You send it to somebody, and it's now up to any of their discretion. Like you don't know what kind of mood they're gonna be in. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like they could love the beat in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In a different setting, but when you're physically there,
Yeah, you
it's
get
like
that immediate energy.
yeah, exactly. So that's an interesting
Yeah.
little insight
But
into
yeah,
that.
I guess to add on that, I feel like people like overthink music way too much. They're like, bro, like what type of song we gotta make? Like, what's the concept gonna be, bro? Like, what's the name for the album? Like, bro, like what type of video we're gonna drop? It's like, bro, the song's not even done. Like I get it, but shit, it's like it's kind of that Kenny Beats quote. It's like don't
overthink shit, Kenny.
Yeah.
We used to say that a lot at Soundbyte 1.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about that shit every day, right? Talk about it, bro. I'm not gonna shy away from that shit. We talk about that shit every day. Don't make the shit harder than it need to be.
Connor baited you. He knew that this was gonna happen.
Bro, Connor
I'm the
is.
master.
I promise you, bro. Connor told me we're shooting 3 music videos. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Nah, bro, we're shooting a video to the whole project." That's the first time we ever talked about it. People ain't even heard about it yet, but yeah, Connor Helm, going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Not even gonna talk about it, huh? Fuck that project.
Well, let's talk about it.
No, it's not.
No,
That's
it
just
actually-
shocking.
I want to know what it is now.
It actually was a cool like CS1, just being like, hey Jorin, we're gonna shoot 5 videos this month, and he's like, all right. He's not like, are you sure, bro? You have the right locations? Are you sure that you want to shoot this video? It's like just that mutual, like, all right, fuck it. We're not overthinking shit.
Rocking.
Like losing focus. We weren't like,
That video is
we're not
hard
like,
too, bro.
yeah, we're not like, oh my god, we have to. I mean, obviously we thought about it, but
Was
we're
that the one you guys just did?
Nah, losing
that-
focus is
That was 2021, I think.
Oh, okay.
match.
But
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bro,
it's a fire video.
we're in the edit bay, and I'm like, bro, what do you think if I just put the subtitles in French?
Oh, and that shit, man.
And he's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And we just kept rocking. Like the decision got made, and then we was rocking, and then all the
Yeah.
subtitles was in French. And everybody who sees that video is like, bro, is that French? Yeah, bro.
it's
That's
French.
fucking French. That says Chapitre 1. Yeah, I'm not gonna say chapter.
I never passed French too.
I never took French, bro.
Mario, you're weak.
Google Translate is a motherfucker, bro. And it's dope because if you go, remember we made it? If you go translate the shit, we actually have it saying some funny ass shit.
Ooh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it actually, the subtitles are actually, they make sense.
Probably like Jorin is the best video.
Nah, hell no. That would have been funny as fuck. Nah, it ain't that
Next
though.
video. Next video.
Yeah. Nah, it's like put the pounds in the bag.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like some real wild
real
shit.
shit.
Yeah, but YouTube ain't gonna ban us because it's in French.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I would for sure like for you to elaborate on that more because, like you said, some people
We
are
saw
big
that.
overthinkers.
Everybody saw that. All right, continue.
Big overthinkers.
Yeah.
So, were you always just like fuck it, or did you have to get to that?
That's a good question. I feel like when I don't know, because I definitely am an overthinker. Like don't get it twisted. Like, I know it's a contradiction, but
Contradictions.
Nah, you can. Hey, man, greatest strengths are the
Yeah.
greatest weaknesses. You gotta learn how to fucking make them
Facts.
work for you.
I guess like for me, like I can get in my own head sometimes, you know, and then I think about something too much.
Don't overthink shit, Kenny.
So I think part of it comes from like knowing that like, oh, nothing comes from that making music, so it's like let's just do it. But it's also just a natural like,
Right. It's like the experience.
yeah, you know.
You've kind of learned that. It sounds like.
Yeah. And what was the other part of the question?
That was the question.
Okay.
I really was gonna try to bait Jorin again.
Yeah, you know, I'll talk about not overthinking shit. That's my favorite thing to do is not overthink shit.
Don't overthink shit, Kenny.
Facts.
Tell you the fuck what. Connor Helm. So where you at right now, you know what I'm saying? Next few years in front of you, you know what I mean? If you had to put success in a kind of box and kind of paint that, kind of what that looks like and what position you'd like to be in, if it's a position that is something that could be talked about or something that could be thought out. I mean, where are you putting that bar at? What's going on?
Let's see. All kind of generally speaking, just I feel like the goal is to make enough money off of music where I can keep doing it. Like I'm not trying to be hella rich. I mean that would be nice, but like that's not the end goal. I feel like as an artist, that's kind of, I understand that, but like if you're solely in it just to make money, it's like you could be doing literally anything else and making more money. Like I made more money off of trading stocks in one day than I've ever made in music. So it's like, if I wanted to make money, you know, like I wouldn't be in music. So it's more so about the, you know, the having something to build and work for every day and having a passion, because that's worth more than the money. But more so just being in a position to like put people on and, you know, perpetuate and put people in positions to win. Because, you know, when we were younger, definitely in Sacramento, but there was nothing. Like there's no open mics, no shows, nobody looking out for anybody. So it's like, if I could be that for somebody, I think that'd be really cool.
Chico saw me load up this mic. This kind of
Loaded it up.
Yeah, you seen that, huh, Chico?
Jorin just got his rocks off.
No, yeah, I got my rocks off. This Connor Helm talked about some real shit, man. You know, and I'm a couple years older than you. I'm not gonna say that the scene wasn't there because the scene was there, bro. There was shit going on.
But,
you know what I mean? But what we always talk about, what we often talk about, is the accessibility. And not only are you being accessible, but also pushing the issue and actually being, you know, pushing more than pulling and really being that person that perpetuates that. So real dope shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I don't know why the fuck you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I don't either.
It's that real shit. You know, I sound like an asshole. It sounds funny, but you know, helping people getting started on their journey is something that I feel like is really overlooked and something that I don't think people realize how much energy it takes.
Yeah, give the game, you know?
Yeah, bro, it's a lot easier to try to get those placements with industry artists, right? It's a lot easier to want to get those placements with people who are already doing it, that already have the name. But here you go, you know, time and time again, working with the artist that's growing, working with the artist that's developing the brand, working with the artist that's still putting in the groundwork, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended. But yeah, bro, I mean, it's something I talk about, right? I mean, I always say, hey, man, the shit, it gets tiring. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that everybody could do. You know what I mean? So it's like being a teacher for kids, right? It's the same thing, bro. Not everybody could be a fucking teacher. You know what I mean? Not everybody is built to be a fucking teacher and sit in a room with 30 kids and fucking teach them how to read. And then the next year get a whole new fucking set of kids who you got to teach the same shit all over again. You know what I mean?
They say the same.
Not everybody's meant for that shit, bro. And that's that shit when you're at the ground level. Again, no pun intended. You know what I mean? But when you're at the ground level and you're kicking in those doors over and over again for people, it's a lot, bro. You know what I mean? And it's something that's necessary because, like you said, we could only have wished for somebody to be at the bottom with us and say, hey, motherfucker, let's kick this door in. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, bro. I haven't shot a major music video in over 7 months. You know what I mean? And Connor Helm's taking me out and pushing me in front of a camera. You know what I'm saying? So the story continues, you know what I mean? And Connor Helm's perpetuation continues and go crazy, brother.
Yeah. And kind of on that tip of, like, you know, people searching for the industry and all that, I feel like, you know, you can either play the game or, you know,
make that bitch.
Yeah, like we look at just, you know, two people that come to mind immediately is Larry June and Currency. Like, they have built a foundation that is unshakable. They can literally go to any city in the USA, damn near the world, and basically sell out. And they can make whatever type of music they want. But it's, their type of music. So it's like that shit they built. But it's like they could have chased placements and, then probably fell off or whatever it may be. But it's like.
Play the game to change the game, baby.
Come on.
They just put up 82.
Sheesh. Yeah. Type shit, type beat.
How it seems like being like an example is important to you, and the city is important. How important is all that to you? Because some people leave, so or want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, for various reasons. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's definitely I get people that leave, because Sacramento is a great city, but it definitely feels at times like hopeless. I feel like a lot of people feel like that. So they're like, oh man, fuck Sacramento, I gotta leave. But it's like, okay, if you go to LA, now it's 100 times more hopeless, and there's 100 times more shit you gotta worry about. So I feel like you're just same shit, different toilet, So it's like, if you can be successful in Sacramento, it's like, the world is yours type shit. So it's like you're just in a way kind of running from something. But I also think that there is definitely a real game plan for people to leave, because like some people they make a sound that Sacramento will just not like, so it doesn't make sense for them to stay here, and I can't judge anybody for doing what's right for them. So
yeah,
it really just depends on what type of your kind of vision is
for sure
for the artist.
Definitely.
But I think that's definitely something for Sacramento we need to kind of build towards, is having a reason for artists to stay instead of being like, oh, I need to go to LA. It's like
for sure, yeah, for sure. There, I think we had a conversation one time, and I even told somebody like, same thing you said, like, hey, you gotta go, and I'll respect that and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that there is something to be said that somebody has to do what you just said, and if everyone heads out,
yeah, I mean,
nobody's gonna do it.
The way I look at it is like, what would you rather be? Would you rather be like a legend or whatever you want to call it, or somebody with a core foundation that has this support, or somebody that got lucky and got a hit and is in a predicament? Predicament. And then when you look at it like that, it's like it's obvious. I feel like it's hard to
Everyone has a role.
Yeah, and it's hard to look in the future and be like 5 to 10 years like, oh, like this is what shit is gonna be. But as an artist, you damn near have to do that, because it's not a short-term game. Yeah. So gotta think like that.
Type beat, bro. On Jesus, bro.
Think
I
like
love
that.
that.
Type beat.
I feel like you really nicely just said, stop thinking that you're gonna fucking blow up next year and get ready for that long haul.
Yeah, because what the fuck does blowing up mean?
Just thank you, Connor.
Bro, you get 20 million streams on a song, bro. You can make that more off minimum wage, and that's a different conversation as far as
talk about it.
How fucked the music industry is. But like, what there's blowing up is so different for everybody. It's like you can go LA to get your hit. Let's say you blah blah blah. You got a #1 song in the country. You signed a 360. Now all your money's gone, and you're back at square one. So
you go up on TikTok tomorrow and your viral moment for fucking exactly that, a moment.
So it's like, what do you want? And if that's what you want,
I want the clout.
Yeah, I'm
the clout demon.
I can't hate you for that.
Give me the clout.
Just got his rocks off right there, for sure.
Well, I was just speaking so everybody who vicariously be, they could just go ahead.
Yeah.
Give me the clout. Give me the clout.
God damn. Clout demon.
God damn it.
Slap.
My bad, bro. It would be clout demon type beats, you know what I mean?
Man. Ooh, I'm about to upload one of those.
Man, so any advice for a young Connor Helm, a teenage Connor Helm, maybe, now that you're at where you're at?
Shit.
If you could go back and really just game bro up real quick.
I feel like there's like a lot of little things I could say that's like, but I feel like a big one that kind of applies to everybody is like, stop worrying, Like, I know when I turned 18, I was like, oh, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, I was in community college, like, and I hate this shit. I don't want to be in school. Like, what am I gonna do with my life? And you know, getting flipped off by people and shit, like Rob just did right now. And you know, like, you know, just all that comes with that. But then a couple of years down the line, it's like, you know, start making connections, blah blah blah, working at a studio, you know, blah blah blah, and the shit just keeps building, you know, because you have, you know, for lack of better words, faith in yourself. But worrying doesn't. What is that gonna do?
Yeah.
But it makes sense in that moment. Like,
Don't overthink shit.
yeah, just don't overthink shit. Definitely have a plan, but
But don't overthink.
yeah, don't
But don't overthink shit, Kenny. And be adaptable, right?
Oh, yeah.
Be ready for that plan to change and be okay with it change. Like you said, be like water, man. When those rocks pop up, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna have to go left. You have to go right. You know what I'm saying? Don't go don't go through that motherfucker. That's stupid. Stupid.
I believe Smino said you got to pivot. You got to be able to pivot.
Is that where it comes from?
I don't know.
Pivot, baby boy. That's that shit. Yeah, we talk about pivoting often, huh? You know what I mean? It's something that, you know,
Basketball
when we were
reference.
doing, it's basketball reference. We were doing physical events. You know what I'm saying? Connor Helm, you've been there, brother. You've been there since FF fucking 2, whatever. You know, it's like in the live event space, pivoting is goddamn something you better get used to. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'll look across the table at fucking Mario. We are Sacramento, bro. Like, he knows, bro, when you're at events, a live pivot.
No, it's probably inevitable.
Bruh. Hey, man, that fucking alley-oop slam dunk looked pretty, but that motherfucking layup, the same 2 points, baby boy. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people will say that with like sound too, because you can record. You obviously have live sound, and then you have live in the studio, and the live sound is obviously a different animal. You have a lot more to think about.
Variables.
Yeah, a lot of variables. Shit's gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Connor Helm.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The producer, the engineer. Before we
The rare sound collector.
the rare sound collector. Before we wrap, you know, the interview segment of it. Do you have any new music projects that you're working on? Anything that we could be looking forward to that you got coming out?
Always working on something, but nothing like,
Immediate.
yeah, nothing immediate, but definitely more shit this year. Definitely some more Step Brothers shit on the way.
What is the Step Brothers?
So that's my longtime partner. Not like romantically, just longtime partner. I forgot his name. I forgot his stepbrother name. But Sean Acrea, that's the homie. So yeah, we just fuck around and make some music, and that's oh my goodness gracious.
White River and something Thunder, right?
White River and
Alaskan Thunder.
see now we're just saying shit. We sound crazy.
That's what you guys do, though, right?
Hey, I mean, when you put it like that, it's like, all right.
That's like
Tune in with Out the Window by the
the
Step
Window.
Brothers on
Yeah.
YouTube. You'll see
Shot
what the
that
fuck
over
he's
here.
talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, fuck. Good shit, Connor Helm.
We love your life,
Thank y'all
bro.
for having me.
Yeah, keep
Appreciate
pressing.
you.
Team shit.
That's right. Team shit. Mario, you ready to mute him? I'm just kidding. He's saying team shit just like me. I get muted for saying team shit.
No, it's twice in one.
I know.
Oh,
You guys see that? I got
That's
muted.
wild.
That's nuts.
I paid Mario for that.
Hey, we're gonna push on, man. Appreciate your life for the interview. You know what I mean, thanks for shedding some light on some of those processes, bro. You know what I mean, a lot of free game, a lot of gems. Pushing into segment number 3, Groundwork Radio.
Groundwork Radio.
We'll be slapping some local tracks. I got one pulled up. Cheats, you got us pull yours up. Connor, we're gonna get yours ready, and we can go in whatever order you're feeling. Cheats, I know you like going last sometimes because you put the little razzle on the dazzle because you got the little Bluetooth.
I'll
on the
go
Bluetooth.
first.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, you made it sound like I
I'll go
gotta go
first.
last and shit. Like,
well, I don't know. I like when you go last. Yeah.
all right. Well, do you have something you
No.
you want to you want?
No,
Okay. All right.
no, no.
Okay, I'll go first. Shit.
Groundwork Radio, what you got, brother?
All right, man. I got something from a longtime collaborator, someone who, funny enough, we mentioned was a link. Joaby of Sac Bass just did a solo tape. Got to shout out the dog because a lot went into this particular tape. I know it's been a long time coming. I know that we talk about overthinking with like a lot of artists, so definitely not putting him on blast in that sense. But always just nice to see when there's like a long layoff that there's some good shit. And since the beginning, you know, a lot of people say that they sound different and shit like that, and like they have a different sound. I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who sounds quite like Joaby.
Right.
And gets on the production quite like Joaby and Yeti, and them kind of meld together. So
Shout out Sacramento.
he's one of the few people I feel like could say like, oh yeah, I think it sounds like pretty different, and me actually like take that serious. So this one's called Dora the Explorer, recorded at Soundbyte 1.
Ooh, Soundbyte 1.
Yeah.
So how long ago is that?
That was I don't even know. That shit is like right before.
Yes.
So yeah, it was probably right before we moved in.
Okay.
So like late 2020 or like early 2021. But Dora the Explorer features Yeti. This is off of his new album, Joaby. Produced by Yeti as well.
Oh, shout out to Yeti. Swear to God, it's Yeti.
Wrk Radio. Joaby.
Check your bitch, not me.
Yeah, I feel no silence, popping psilocybin, then arriving with the tribe, and we diving into topics unknown. Phone the universe, but we get a dial tone. Write another verse, so I'm feeling more at home. Pop off on a track like I'm Van Morrison. I'm the chosen one, pull the sword from the stone. I got skills, but there's still more to hone. Rock you to the core of your bone, that's your marrow. It's guy fly high in the sky like a sparrow. Use a lightweight like a scarecrow. I'ma get in, I just don't know where though. I left the house, she said you really finna wear those. I'm a thrift store fashionista. If I'ma go far, I'ma need ya. She got that apple bum like Anita. Call me Poppy, little bad mamacita.
Little Ma talking all that woody woo. Dora the Explorer, she be showing what that booty do. She been making money on the side. Said we don't ask some questions cause we know what that booty do. Little Ma talking all that woody woo. She been making all her money moves. Money on the side. Said we don't ask some questions cause we know what that booty do.
Really going stupid, I had to change something. Get up on my nuts, already know the speed thumping. You know I'm a slut, said Miro in the cut. Reform hoe, but a bitch doesn't wet. It's love for women, but that hoe said it's same. We keep talking all that smack, so that hater's gonna stay. Brother, I ain't tripping, sits up on her own. Rest in peace of pops, we bout to get what's sold. I can't be high all the time, it's fucking up the zone. Tripping off her, I'm grown up, leave me alone. Said he out the way, I'll draw my beat too petty. Sunshine in Sacramento, it's hot, nobody text me. Me and your girl, we're talking, I could never be messy. Just real loose lips, get to yapping about y'all we're texting. It's a wonder why with these girls gotta be selective. Motherfuckers act like they never got the message. Saying
Little Ma talking all that woody woo. Dora the Explorer, she be showing what that booty do. She be making money on the side. Said we don't ask some questions cause we know what that booty do. Little Ma talking all that woody woo. She been making all her money moves. Money on the side. Said we don't ask some questions cause we know what that booty do. Me and my pursuits to my door suicide. And honestly I don't even like talking about it. All these motherfuckers over here pocket watching. Walking down these streets taking trips psilocybin. Bitch I'm on my grind, you ain't got no respect. Vision in the future, yeah I'm stuck in my perspective. Rumble in these streets like Tekken. Yeah, you got a life, but somebody might take it. Feel like Elon Musk won't start till I'm at Mars. Y'all be sweeter than candy bars. All these fabricated stars made of plastic. I can't stand it. Watch the Hollywood Hills and Mansion, but your character is poor. You're is poor. You ain't can't afford. That soul that I got, that my homies and I can't control. Whoa, oh, no, cause we know what that booty do. Know what that booty do.
I wonder if that was Charlie on the sax.
It was.
Oh,
His homie Charlie McMurray.
yeah, man. Fire shit.
Yeah, that's hard.
Shout out Wob.
Yep.
Fire.
Joaby, Yeti, Charlie Murray, his brother Amir was the second verse. So shout out to him.
Hell yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Shit, I'll go for the next one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You want
Go ahead, Connor.
No, okay. So how do I?
You just tell me
what's the name, artist? Go ahead, let us know how you why you picked the song, who you trying to shout out.
How's he gonna get this song?
He's gonna type it in when you talk.
Oh, okay. My dumbass, bro. I was so confused. I was like, I'm not connected to Bluetooth or anything.
Yeah. Like this.
But yeah, this was one of the first songs I heard from Jorin, and I was like, oh yeah, this one is fire. And a lot of people don't know about this song, but I feel like this is like, because we're working on a project and it's a similar vibe, and I think I got him in this type of zone. But this is my favorite type of Jorin, where it's like, oh yeah, I feel that. So it's Keepin It G.
Damn.
Keepin It G.
That's crazy. Shout out to you, Connor.
Yeah.
Oh boy, no cap. That's crazy. Wrk Radio. Me. Keepin It G.
Me, wow.
He said, I didn't expect that one.
I was smoking on some dope, riding through the streets. I was popping hella pills and then police found me. I remember seeing lights, I remember thinking shit. But then I hit the gas cause young Jorin had to dip. But I ain't get away, nah, they took me out to jail. When I was sitting in that cell, decided I can never fail. On the road to the top, there's gonna be trials and tribulations. But my environment never made me, but I made the situation. I experienced no hope, I was down bad. I was done broke, now the kid's in his bag. Everything was so different, it could never be the same. Nothing lasts forever, feelings fade and people change. Through all my drug use, through all them nights, when I was popping Zans, mixing pints with Sprites. Learned a lot about this life, especially me. Every day they count me out, but I'm keeping it G. Through all my drug use, through all them nights, when I was popping Zans, mixing pints with Sprites. Learned a lot about this life, especially me. Every day they count me out, but I'm keeping it G. Keeping it G, that's how I was raised. I'm hustling every day to get to a better place. And all them drugs I did and all them cups I sipped, just a waste of fucking time, ain't that a pig? But I'm here now, I'm back now, whoa. I'm rocking with this music, I won't stop, oh no. And when the bag calls and I got to go, I'm trying to build a brand and sell out shows. Learning to let go and let things be. Learning to cope right and set things free. Starting to see things that I ain't seen. Through all my growth, I still kept it G. Young Jorin, I ain't never switched up. I'm good in my city, why you nervous as fuck? Who you owe, who you dodging and ducking? Why you claiming that it's nothing when it's obviously something? Through all my drug use, through all them nights, when I was popping Zans, mixing pints with Sprites. Learned a lot about this life, especially me. Every day they count me out, but I'm keeping it G. Through all my drug use, through all them nights, when I was popping Zans, mixing pints with Sprites. Learned a lot about this life, especially me. Every day they count me out, but I'm keeping it G.
I was like, maybe a year and a half after getting clean. You know, that shit crazy.
Hey, who made the beat? Was that Jesse?
Nah, crazy time in my life. Nah, I don't know if that was a YouTube video or where I got it from. It might have. I'd have to look at the production, but nah, I was going through some weird shit at that time in my life. There was like, yeah,
Transitional period.
Yeah, it was a transitional period, bro. So
that said 2020, so I just assumed.
Yeah.
And it said CitySound Network in the credits.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you for bringing that shit up, bro. That is slap. I never really thought about it that way, but you're right. That was a very introspective song. Definitely sounds more like my newer stuff than some of my other older songs. So,
Hell yeah. Shout out Jorin.
Shout out
Keepin
Joe,
It G.
Crazy, bro. You know what's so funny? You want to know what's so crazy? Is that actually leads us perfectly into this third one. Because this third one is actually a song that you're going to have to find on Acrea's Spotify.
Okay.
So you'll search Acrea. It's under the artists Acrea and Myles. It's actually co-produced by Connor Helm as well. The song is called "Clutchin" on the Rocket. It's what I call a motherfucking certified banger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about when you get out of school in South Elk Grove and you trying to live vicariously through that shit.
Oh, no.
This is one of them ones you want to put on. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be riding down Franklin Boulevard feeling like a real shooter. Yeah, hey. Oh God. Hey man, Groundwork Radio, motherfucking Sean Avery, motherfucking Connor Helm, motherfucking Myles clutching on a motherfucking rocket.
I've been rolling with the dope dealers, higher than the dope fiends. Bro, he chasing fast money, I just want some codeine. The damn bitch the whole phone. Hey, I just dropped the deuce with my dog, now I'm so lit. Hey, I just popped the perk on the 8, now I'm so on. Hey, yeah, I'm so on. I ain't late to the stool, I be dozing off. My white bitch pay the tab, tell her what it costs. My right wrist going dry, dip it in the sauce. My left hand probably in my pocket, clutching on the rock. Shit, I ain't even ever gotta pull it, killers right beside me. I ain't 12 on my ass, tell them come and find me. I just went up in the chamber, I ain't in the fight. I was never good at science, but I've been dropping syrup in my cup, making mixed the flames. I ain't never been the tightest, but I got 3 wet hoes in a cycle. The last play, I put it right behind me. 10 clean, all whites on my feet, ski done by night. 10 P's right up to the door, so it's gonna be pricey. The number on my phone, reading scam like dope dealers, higher than the dope fiends. Bro, he chasing fast money, I just want some codeine. The damn bitch the whole phone. I just dropped the deuce with my dog, now I'm so mad. I just popped the perk on the 8, now I'm so gone. Hey, yeah, I'm so on. I'm late to the stool, I be dozing off. My white bitch pay the tab, tell her what it costs. My right wrist going dry, dip it in the sauce. My left hand probably in my pocket, clutching on the rock. Clutching on the rock. Clutching on the rock.
Y'all are tripping on this beat.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Sheesh. My white bitch paid the tab, don't care what it cost her.
It's hella funny because
That's what he said. You heard it, right?
I was sticking to that line pretty hard too. I'm not gonna lie.
it's funny because he was actually like 40 minutes late. And he said in the song,
I'd be
I was
dozing
late to the
off.
studio. I was
Yeah.
dozing off. He was actually
So I call life rap. You know what I mean? He ain't bullshitting.
no cap.
No cap, man. Shout out to the team, bro. Groundwork motherfucking radio.
Groundwork Radio, shout out.
Hell yeah.
Again, bro, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Connor
bro.
Helm.
Groundwork.
Connor Helm, thanks for sliding up, brother.
Hell yeah.
Well, shit, man. Another one. You know what I'm saying? Chico motherfucking beats in this bitch. Connor Helm in this beach. In this beach.
We on
In
the
this
beach.
bitch. Vault Rob behind the motherfucking camera.
Yeah.
My dog, motherfucking Mara. We are Sacramento. We are, of course, at the Lost 916. Shout out motherfucking CitySound Soundbyte.
Yeah.
Shout out motherfucking Freestyle Friday Sacramento. Groundwork, the podcast.
Get
the
your rocks
platform.
off?
No, we didn't get no rocks off, man. Jesus Christ. The podcast, the platform. We love y'all. Hey, that's our dog, Vault Rob, bro. You say, hey, hold on, come back. You gotta show them the sweaters, brother. Look at the color of something going on right now. We groundworked up in this bitch. We love y'all, man. We gonna see y'all for episode 17. You hear
What
me?
you know about the groundwork?
What you know about sharing what you found first? Come on, P. Love y'all.